King T'Challa, or the Black Panther, is one of the newest and coolest superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. First appearing in Captain America: Civil War, Black Panther would go on to be one of the most popular characters in Marvel's extensive collection of heroes. The Black Panther movie would go on to become the 9th highest grossing film in the world and earn more than any non-Avengers movie in the MCU. Black Panther's striking popularity has led many to ask the simple question, how powerful is he? While T'Challa is currently a bit indisposed, having been part of the unlucky half of the universe to be obliterated in the snap, he's sure to return soon. You can't keep the King of Wakanda down for long, after all. For an idea of what's in store after the remaining heroes revive T'Challa, here are all of the Black Panther's powers and abilities based on his appearances in the MCU and Marvel Comics. The bulk of Black Panther's powers and abilities come from his consumption of the mysterious heart-shaped herb. The powerful plant is tied to an event responsible for most of the prosperity and technological advancement in Wakanda, the Vibranium meteorite. Millions of years ago, meteorite made of vibranium landed in Central Africa. The impact released an incredible amount of radiation that had a significant impact on the surrounding soil and plant life. A few thousand years before the modern events of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, 5 tribes began fighting over the meteorite and land it affected. The 5 tribes were at a stalemate until the Panther goddess Bast instructed the warrior Bashenga to consume a heart-shaped herb affected by the meteorite. This gave the warrior near superhuman abilities and allowed him to unite most of the tribes to form the kingdom of Wakanda. The JABARI, or mountain tribe, decided to keep doing their own thing, which is also cool. The heart-shaped herb would become a fixture of Wakandan culture for generations. Those who became the ruler of Wakanda, or those in line to assume the throne, consumed this herb and donned the Black Panther mantle. With these powers, the Black Panther not only defends the nation of Wakanda from those who would harm it, but also act as a uniting figure for the people of the nation. Although the exact nature of the powers bestowed by the heart-shaped herb are a bit vague, we have a general idea of the abilities they give to Challa. Essentially, the herb gives anyone who consumes it peak human abilities. So while it doesn't give someone superhuman powers, it does let them easily push their body to the absolute limit of what it's capable of. Okay, that might sound like an arbitrary distinction, but it's actually pretty important when it comes to determining how powerful Black Panther is. Let's break it down a bit further. After consuming the heart-shaped herb, T'Challa is able to perform the absolute limit of what is humanly possible without any of the drawbacks or risks. Regular people can become incredibly fast or strong, but only after years of rigorous training.
Oh my God!
Humans can also perform otherwise impossible feats of strength when filled with adrenaline. You know how you hear about a parent lifting up a truck or something to save their child? That's because adrenaline is allowing their body to exert a strength beyond their natural limits. What those stories don't include, though, is how that level of exertion usually leaves a person with numerous muscle tears and bone fractures. So it's great in a dire situation, but not exactly something you'd want to pull out as a party trick. Essentially, the heart-shaped herb allows T'Challa to access the very pinnacle of human physical ability without the years of intense training, serious repercussions, or genetic disposition that he would need otherwise. He is strong enough to stop a charging rhino in its tracks and throw a vibranium spear with enough force to take down a plane, as seen during the Battle of Mount Bashenga during the Black Panther film. His physical strength is also comparable to that of Captain America's, whose body was enhanced with a super soldier serum. He also possesses enough raw physical strength to stun the British CULL OBSIDIAN in the Battle of Wakanda, one of Thanos' strongest underlings. The mystical herb also drastically increases Black Panther's durability.
I never yielded!
This cat's as tough as he is cool, as he can survive an explosion at point-blank range, as seen during the attack on the Vienna International Center. He's also able to take a punch from the Winter Soldier's bionic arm, which is strong enough to turn concrete into rubble. This durability also greatly enhances his constitution. He was able to shake off the effects of Black Widow's taser discs during the events of Captain America: Civil War. Ordinarily, these electrical weapons are enough to knock out most people, but T'Challa endured their effects with relative ease. Black Panther is also able to run much faster and for greater length of time than what a normal person possibly could. He was also able to move more quickly than the super soldiers Captain America and the Winter Soldier. The opening of the Battle of Wakanda in Avengers Infinity War also showed that the King was a faster sprinter than Captain America, although T'Challa did have a bit of a head start. Black Panther also has agility and reflexes that are far superior to nearly any other heroes.
Move, Captain.
He can jump several feet either vertically or horizontally. His reflexes are also sharp enough to catch Hawkeye's arrows out of the air with his bare hands. All in all, these qualities make him a far more acrobatic fighter than any of the other enhanced humans in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Furthermore, the heart-shaped herb increased T'Challa's healing and regenerative abilities to a level far beyond what humans are capable of. His metabolism and ability to generate new and healthy cells is so great that he can recover from blunt trauma and lacerations in a matter of minutes. He's also able to recover from otherwise fatal injuries in a matter of hours if he's in circumstances where he can rest. Of course, it's important to remember that T'Challa is capable of quite a bit without the benefits of the heart-shaped herb. Even without the enhancements it provides, he's still one of the most capable and resourceful characters in the MCU. So, even when he's not a superhero, T'Challa's still pretty super. The King of Wakanda possesses a genius-level intellect and designed his own Panther habit using Vibranium. Although he would wear an enhanced version of the suit in the Black Panther film, his habit was powerful enough to let him fight against some of the Avengers in Civil War. T'Challa is also a master martial artist. To claim the title of Wakanda's king, T'Challa had to fight any and all challengers without the benefits of the heart-shaped herb. He is a master of both armed and unarmed combat, and able to use a variety of fighting styles to gain an advantage over nearly any opponent. When he is boosted by the heart-shaped herb, his fighting skill allows him to take on any human member of the Avengers, and best nearly any member of Thanos' alien army. As an ambassador to Wakanda, T'Challa also holds diplomatic immunity in any country that ratified policies set by the 1961 Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations.
Diplomatic immunity.
As anyone who's seen Lethal Weapon 2 knows, this prevents T'Challa from legal prosecution while acting as a diplomat in another country. So basically, he can only be tried in a Wakandan court of law or by a UN council with Wakanda's permission. It's also worth noting that when T'Challa consumes the heart-shaped herb when he isn't bolstered by its effects, he's able to enter the astral dimension. While in this plane of existence, he can communicate with those who previously donned the Black Panther mantle. This allows him to gain insight on complex situations involving his nation or just some peace of mind by speaking with his deceased father.
I am not ready to be without you.
While T'Challa is brought to the pinnacle of humanity thanks to the heart-shaped herb, his Panther habit, which is the name of his Black Panther suit in the comics, it makes him an even greater threat in battle. T'Challa's Panther habit is a lightweight combat suit with a vibranium weave. This makes it virtually indestructible, and the Black Panther is immune to most conventional forms of damage. While he is still susceptible to vibranium weapons, the material is so rare that he isn't likely to encounter it too often in battle. The version of the suit developed by Shuri, T'Challa's sister, contains even more useful features. This upgraded suit is able to store energy from external attacks and release it whenever the wearer likes. While there is a limit to how much energy the suit can hold, this effectively allows Black Panther to use his enemies' attacks against them. Like any good feline-themed comic book character, T'Challa's Panther habit also contains a set of claws. While the king usually prefers to fight in bare-handed combat, his vibranium claws prove useful whenever he needs to tear through armor or disable weaponry.
Great.
Black Panther's last extremely useful piece of technology takes the form of the KIMOYO beads. This vibranium technology allows T'Challa to interface with any system he attaches it to. This makes it incredibly versatile and allows him to communicate with Wakandan forces, hack enemy technology, and even access the various systems in the human body and heal a person's injuries. There's even an EMP version of the KIMOYO beads that allows Black Panther to disable enemy technology and vehicles. Oh, and he also has noise-canceling shoes that Shuri dubs sneakers. These sneaky shoes allow him to move silently when wearing the Panther habit, like actual Panthers. While these superhero shoes may not be the reversible soul sneakies from the Venture Bros, they're still pretty handy and very punny. So that's just about the extent of the King T'Challa's abilities that we've seen thus far in the MCU. While his skill set is sure to grow over time, this is pretty much the extent of what he can do right now. Looking at the Black Panther and broader Marvel comic universe should give us a good idea of where his powers might be headed, though.
You open the barrier.
In the comics, the heart-shaped herb bestows T'Challa with one significant ability that's yet to appear in the MCU. This skill is called Black Panther knowledge and grants T'Challa the power to draw upon the strength, knowledge, and experiences of every previous incarnation of Black Panther. While the Black Panther knowledge is somewhat similar to T'Challa's ability to enter the astral dimension, it goes much further. By using the Black Panther knowledge, T'Challa's physical and mental abilities are compounded by the abilities of the previous Black Panthers. This ability works pretty much exactly like the quirk One for All in the My Hero Academia anime and manga. Just like Deku, T'Challa inherited his powers and grows stronger as he taps further into its legacy. Of course, T'Challa doesn't break his bones every time he pushes his powers to their limit, so he's canonically a better hero than Deku. In the comics, on top of being the King of Wakanda, T'Challa is also the King of the Dead, which is exactly as cool and metal of a position as it sounds. In both the comics and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the City of the Dead, or Necropolis, is a location in Wakanda where fallen Black Panthers are buried, and the heart-shaped herb is grown. However, in the comics, Necropolis has a more spiritual connection instead of its mostly ceremonial nature in the MCU. The Panther goddess Bas, a religious figure in Wakanda, made T'Challa a ruler of the City of the Dead and bestowed upon him a set of powers beyond his Black Panther abilities. As King of the Dead, Black Panther can, unsurprisingly, command the dead to do his bidding. His necromancer abilities are so great that he can raise an entire army of zombies and have them fight on his behalf. Moreover, he can even command the spirits of fallen warriors to aid him in battle against particularly dangerous foes. This position also gives T'Challa the ability to create weapons and other structures out of spiritual energy. He can create a number of weapons using ectoplasmic energy and use them in battle as easily as he would more traditional weapons. The ectoplasmic nature of these weapons also means that they are as effective on disembodied foes as they are living enemies. This comic version of Black Panther also possesses unique sensory abilities. Consuming the heart-shaped herb gave him a unique connection to Vibranium, the metal that mutated the plant. This means that he can sense any Vibranium that's nearby and even keep track of any moving Vibranium in Wakanda. This lets him easily detect when someone is trying to smuggle the precious metal out of his country. These supernatural abilities elevate the comic book version of Black Panther beyond most other enhanced humans and allow him to defeat most enemies with ease. However, the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of the character is about on par with super soldiers and other genetically modified fighters. He probably doesn't stand much of a chance against the Hulk or Thor's literally godly powers, but it's safe to say that T'Challa is one of the strongest Earthlings in the MCU. That just about covers all of Black Panther's powers, skills, and weapons. It's hard to picture a conclusion to Avengers Endgame where he doesn't come back, and once he is revived, T'Challa is sure to only grow more powerful. Once we learn what the next phase of the MCU has in store, we should gain a better sense of how Black Panther will grow as a character and become an even stronger warrior. What do you think, though? Is there something about Black Panther that we missed, or do you think that he's even stronger than what the movies have led us to believe? Please let us know in the comments down below what you think, and if you have any other theories of your own about the King of Wakanda. While you're down there, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to Behind the Screen. We have tons of videos already available that dig into the fantastic lore and characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We also have plenty more videos like them coming soon. If you want to catch them before anyone else, be sure to hit that bell icon. That way you'll get a notification as soon as we publish a new video. We have 2 new videos coming every single day, and we promise that you're not going to want to miss a single one.